So I didn't really I'm editing this video. I realized pretty much that last 4 weeks, it really was only like 3 weeks, I didn't film anything. I filmed obviously my check-ins, my routine practices, but I didn't vlog at all. So here I am. I actually just checked in. I'm at the show, but I'm editing that video, so this is gonna like go into there. Ruben won his show, which was so exciting. It's been a long time coming. He has a lot of second places under his belt, a lot of third and fourth places under his belt. So that was really exciting. I had choreography with a couple teams, but really nothing major to write home about. I did make it to 50 boot camps at Burn Boot Camp, which for me is huge. I've never made it to 50 boot camps in 1 year. I went to a concert. Kolohe Kai is one of my favorite Hawaiian artists. But again, I didn't really vlog. And so this last 4 weeks was really just like finishing touches. I watched Arizona Pro. And that was really like the last push for me to like, I think after I watched Arizona Pro, that's when I really was like, I can win. I feel like I am pretty good at both, right? There are people who have amazing physiques, but their routines don't score well. There are people who do amazing routine, but their physiques don't score well. And I feel like I'm right above average in both. And when it comes to the way that our routine scores, that's really beneficial for me. So anyway, after that, and just seeing the way that the scores fell out, I was just like, I can win Legion. And so, you know, if you've been watching this series, you know I've been like kind of like, oh yeah, I like just want to see. And then I was like, oh, maybe I think I can win, but I'm not really sure. And it's like as I get closer to the show, I was like, oh my goodness, I can win. So that's kind of how I felt during this last 4 weeks leading up to peak week, was like, I'm coming to Legion to win, which is kind of wild because I don't really ever feel that confident where I'm like, I'm going to that show to win. I did with Toronto Pro a little bit, but anyway, there was no vlogging.
So here we are. This is Ruben getting called for first place. The video was muted, so that's why I'm just doing a voiceover. Such a long time coming, like I already said, but here's my favorite part, you guys. I was getting so many messages left and right, and obviously I'm taking screenshots, but look at that. I love that. It's official. Meanwhile, I was in Florida doing some choreography. This is just me practicing while they were on their lunch break. Good morning, everybody. So it is, what day is it? It's Tuesday. So that makes it the 3rd, I think. It's Tuesday the 3rd. We're officially like in peak week. Sorry about the lighting, but this is what you get because this is when I can vlog. Hopefully you're just listening to this like most people do on YouTube. When I say most people, I mean myself. Okay, we're officially in peak week. List came out yesterday, so let's catch you up because I haven't really vlogged a lot. So like as you have watched in the videos leading up to this, you know, the deeper and deeper I get into prep, the less it is of me actually vlogging and the more just footage it is of me posing, or it's like voiceover, or it's videos that I'm clipping in. So let's catch you up. List came out yesterday. And I feel really good. So around Tampa, so that was like 10 weeks out, I think. around Tampa, I started feeling like, oh, I could actually win Legion. I didn't feel super confident. I wasn't like, oh, I'm winning Legion, but I was like, oh, there's actually a chance that I could win this show. Because as you know, from like my first couple videos, I kept saying like, I mean, it's not like I don't think I could win Legion, but I expect it to be a stacked show, blah, blah, blah. I kept talking about winning Ben Weeder. And I still want to win Ben Weeder because I got to get to the Olympia next year. But just the closer I get to Legion, the more I'm like, well, I think I can win Legion, actually. Maybe I'm going to the 23 Olympia. So that's where we are. List came out. I look at it. And, of course, there's threats for sure. You know, Kristen Pope has been gunning for qualification. Karina has been getting better and better. Like, her last routine that she performed was so good. Like, her physique's been getting better. Her routine's been getting better. And then, you know, there's someone like Jenny Worth who's been competing forever. She got first in the routine round at Masters Olympia. So there's a lot of people to consider. But I think just when I just look at the list and realistically try to think of how is the physique round going to go? How is the routine round going to go? I put myself probably in the middle-ish, upper middle of the physiques. And I put myself close to the top of the routines. And so, again, I definitely don't think I'm a shoo-in to win by any stretch of the imagination. However, I do think that if you took a poll of most current active fitness pros and said, look at this list, who is your top three? I think that most of them would put me in their top three, and many of them would put me as the winner. Now that, you know, it only comes down to the stage, though. It doesn't matter how good you feel the day before. It doesn't matter how good you feel 6 days out. It matters what happens on stage. It matters, did you pose properly? Did you hold your midsection? Did you hold your poses? Did you keep tight on your legs? Like, I mean, there's a million things to consider that could make a difference. I've seen plenty of people, plenty of times, you know, get through comparisons and they pose themselves out of a ranking during comparisons because they can't hold their poses. So I've been posing with Sydney, as you know. Sydney's a beast. One thing I really appreciate about Sydney is she does posing conditioning. Like, that's part of your posing session is posing conditioning. And you just hold those poses. And when I tell you I am dripping sweat and shaking during that, it's insane. Because here's the thing. I watched that Arizona Pro and I was just like seeing like, okay, realistically, like what's the longest somebody might hold a pose? Arizona Pro, Karina held her front pose for 47 seconds before she did her first quarter turn because she was one of the first people that was out on the line. She has an early last name. And then she specifically did not get moved. It's one thing if you're getting moved, right? Like you're the first person on the line, but you switch places with someone, so you get like that little 5-second walk to relax. No, she didn't get moved from her spot. So she was the second person on the line and then had to hold her front pose through, I think, like 2 or 3 switches before she did her first quarter turn. 47 seconds. And you guys, if you're not in bodybuilding, you don't know how long it is to hold a pose for 47 seconds. When I do my poses, like just casually, I hold them for like 4 seconds, literally 4. When Sid has me practice my routine, she says, hit and hold your pose for 3 seconds before you move on to the next one. And 3 seconds feels like a long time. Not because of how hard it is, but it just feels like you're standing there for an eternity. So 47-second hold before your first quarter turn, and they did multiple quarter turns, is a beast. All that to say is, if you haven't been practicing holding your poses, you get on the line and you have to hold it for 40 seconds, 50 seconds, a minute, and you haven't been practicing that, you could easily have one of the strongest physiques and not rank that way. So all that to say, we're going to see how it goes on show day. You really can't, I mean, you can make predictions, but you can't make predictions. So I feel really good. I was at 131 this morning, 131.2 technically. Sent my check-ins. We're doing daily check-ins now, and I look good. All my stuff from Amazon is here or on its way. I ordered some extensions that I got yesterday. I ordered natural black. I should have gotten jet black because natural black is brown. I should have known that my hair was jet black, but I think I got confused because on the picture, natural black was a black girl and jet black was an Asian girl. And I was like, yeah, my hair looks like that. Like, no, Andrew, your hair is jet black. So anyway, and I actually got extensions, like they're pretty much the length of my actual hair. I didn't actually get them to make my hair longer. I got them to make my ponytail thicker in my routine round because I wear like a high pony, and I thought about braiding it, and I don't want to have like a little thin flimsy braid or ponytail, so the extensions are not actually extensions. They're only like a centimeter longer than my hair, but they just make my hair thicker and it just looks better. So I don't know, maybe I'll wear them during round 1. It makes hair flipping a little bit more fun, but that's why I got those. And then I got some little sticky things for the bottom of your feet for tanning, so the bottom of your feet don't get dirty or don't get tan. What else did I get? A little hair accessory that I'm probably not going to wear. I'm going to test it out. If I don't like it, I'm going to send it back. And then I got one other thing. Oh, I got new suit bottoms. So I got a costume from Tara. Tara wears like she doesn't wear a lot of clothes. Her costumes are always very small. And they look good on her. It's fine. Like a lot of people wear things like that. Like I'm always a high waist shorts kind of girl. A lot of people wear like leotard style. They wear like under like bikini cut. And some people wear like, they're like briefs. Like they look like shorts, but your butt cheeks are out. So there's like bikini bottoms that are like full coverage. Bikini cut that are like full coverage, but they're not shorts. Then there's shorts. And then there's like the cheekies. Tara wears cheekies and I ordered them. And I did a routine run in them and it was fine, but I could feel them, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to be feeling my costume during my routine. Like, they weren't bothering me and I didn't have any slip ups. That was my main concern. Like, what are you going to see when I'm moving around in this? There was none of that, but I could feel them. And I don't want my mind to be anywhere else but on the execution of my routine. So I got new bottoms. Anyway, that's it. Training today all morning. Then I train, same amount of camps tomorrow, 5 camps tomorrow. Then I train 3 on Monday morning. Ruben's not going to be happy about it. He hates when I train on our travel days, but I just can't keep taking all this time off of work. Like, it is what it is. So anyway, I train 3 on the morning on Thursday, and then we fly on Thursday. Check-ins are on Friday. Anyway, I'm like giving this whole thing like you're not going to see me until check-ins. I'm going to try to vlog every day. So I did cardio yesterday. Today I have push and cardio. I did high intensity cardio yesterday. Today I have push and steady state. Obviously, in addition to training, feel good. Just trying to keep my mind right, keep my stress low, get my water in, get some sleep, so that I can be the best that I can. So I'll talk to you guys later. Ruben updated my meal plan, and he's giving me carbs back. Probably because I was looking very flat this morning, which is a good thing actually. Like, you want to be flat, so that you can put your carbs to use and get a good pump. Anyway, but all that to say is that I don't have tortilla with me. I only have the eggs and spinach part of that meal. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I get also sweet potato today. So I do get some carbs back today. So that's nice, because let me tell you, there were no carbs. There were no carbs happening in this life of mine. Day in the life. Parents in prep and a 3-year-old. Everybody has a short fuse. She actually just needs a nap. Parents in prep and a 3-year-old that needs a nap. We are hanging by a thread. We're hanging by a thread. Well, Reagan decided to pee on herself in the car on the way to the gym. We've been having some trouble with that. I thought we were past it. We went a few days without accidents, and then today a bunch of accidents. Super frustrating. So anyway, I'm supposed to go work out, but I can't because childcare closes at the gym. By the time I go back home, get her cleaned up, changed, back to the gym, I won't have time to do my workout. I mean, I could come back and do something, but what I'll be able to do in that amount of time, I can do at the house without wasting gas. That's $6.50 a gallon. So super frustrated, trying not to be super stressed out about it, like as far as my physique goes, but it is very frustrating because she's been potty trained for ages. She's been potty trained for ages. She had a UTI situation, which is why I think she was peeing on herself, but we've been past that. Like I said, she hasn't had an accident in days. She knows to go potty, guys. My daughter is potty trained. But today, she's on the iPad. She doesn't feel like going. So, anyway, prep is prep. So, Ruben to the rescue. I got home super freaking pissed. Ruben's like, I'll watch Reagan while you go. I thought that he was on his way to the gym, so I didn't even think he was home. but he likes to work out late anyway, so he was like, I'll watch her, you go. So I came, got a good pump, did my cardio. My legs are so unbelievably sore for no reason. I haven't done the Peloton, I haven't done the stairs. Oh, hold on. So whenever I get in my car and connect to my Bluetooth, if I was listening to my routine music, it automatically starts playing. So anyway, that was that. I don't know why my legs are sore. Now, granted, I did burn cardio yesterday, which burn cardio always has like some level of jumping or whatever. And then I trained legs, but like I didn't do the leg workout. I'm like, why am I so freaking sore? So I guess I'm probably going to put on like the Normatec Air sleeves tonight just to, I don't know, get some compression to see if that makes them feel better. But it's also already 8 p.m. and I train early tomorrow. I really don't want to be up super late. So we'll see. But anyway, I got my workout done, got my pump done. And yeah, tomorrow I just have cardio. Then the next day, which is our travel day. Okay. So then the next day, which is our travel day, I have pull. So today I did push pump. Thursday I'll do a pull pump. Friday we will see. I think I have cardio as it stands on my peak week plan. I think it's just cardio, but we'll probably do one more pump exercise or pump workout just based on how I look. Which I'll find out later in this video, I guess. And then Saturday's complete rest. I mean, Ruben, I think he has some NPC people competing. So Saturday is the NPC, which is the amateurs, and then Sunday is the pros. So Friday we'll check in, get one last pump or maybe just cardio. Saturday just go to the show, rest, stretch, whatever, you know, shower, tan, whatever. And then Sunday compete. So yeah, it's so funny because I don't like going to shows early. I like staying at home as long as possible. I like being at home. I like having the comfort of my home. I like being in my own bed. Like, I don't like having to pack extra meals. Like, when it comes to show day, I know I mentioned it like in the last video or 2 videos ago, like, yeah, traveling actually makes prep easier. Like, yes and no. When it comes to the show, I want to be at home. Like, I just feel like it helps me like stay in my zone. Ruben wants to be there. If Ruben could have been there already, granted, the show is on Sunday. It's Tuesday. If Ruben could have already been there, he would already be there. When I told him, hey, we're going on Friday, he was like, absolutely not, we're not going on Friday. I'm like, why? Like, check-ins are on Friday, but we don't compete until Sunday. Like, normally we like to get there the day before check-ins, which is 2 days before we compete. So we normally compete Saturday, check-ins are on Friday, we like to arrive Thursday. For the Olympia, we went Wednesday. So I'm like, yeah, we get there on Friday. And he's like, what? Friday? I'm like, yeah. We got to go on Thursday. Like, okay. And we were going to drive, which is 8 hours. But then he was like, not interested in that. And honestly, 8 hours was a little long for me too. We drove it last year. We do road trips all the time. We've done 14-hour drives. If you've watched any of my YouTube videos, we've done 14 hours to Orlando. We did like 12 to San Antonio. Like, we drive. We like driving. And it's usually financially a better option to drive, especially if we're bringing Reagan. Anyway, plus you can pack whatever you want. You already have a car, whatever. Anyway, so I was like, I just don't want to drive. Like, that was one thing. I was like, I don't want to be driving on check-in day because check-ins are at 2 p.m., which means we're going to have to leave at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So I wasn't really interested in that. But I was like, okay, I guess we could go Thursday, but I also was supposed to train on Thursday. It was all this stuff. So anyway, so we're flying on Thursday. And then Ruben's like, well, I want to go Wednesday. I'm like, okay, sir, I have already given you Thursday. But now that I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, I train tomorrow and then we leave on Thursday. And now I'm really excited. So I guess Ruben was right this time. All right, it is Wednesday morning. I trained this morning, but we're doing daily check-ins, so I have to do this before I go there. We're also doing daily, like, morning and nightly weigh-ins just to see like what my body's doing. So if you're new here, my digestion is not great during prep. So 2 days ago I was 131, prep low. Didn't poop all day. Yesterday 131.2. Got a lot more food yesterday. Still didn't poop though. Went to bed at 1:36. So like I was 1:31, went to bed at like 1:33, woke up at 1:31.2. Then last night went to bed at 1:36 because I have not pooped in 2 days. So this morning I was like 1:33. So weight's going up, so that's not great. So we're gonna see what happens. Come through, new hair. Okay, so I normally get a center part, but because I am doing my hair with a side part this weekend, I just got a side part, which it's been a long minute since I've had a side part, but I actually kind of like it. And I like it. The lighting's terrible, but I like when I do a side part. You can see my little gray streak. It's like just loss of pigment. It's not a highlight, but anyway, hair's done. So for show day, I'll like twist this back like I did at the Olympia, and I'll just wear it straight. And then for my routine, I'll probably leave the side twisted up. And then just put it in a ponytail with my extensions. And the extensions are just to make the ponytail thicker, just because I want a thicker ponytail. Y'all, I got a nap. I'm about to nap for 40 minutes. I got home from getting my hair done, and Ruben was taking Reagan to Uptown Jungle, which is like a trampoline place. He was like on his way out. They were literally in the car already. And I was like, all right, I have work later, which she comes with me to work. So I was like, I'm gonna go take a nap. I thought about finishing my packing right now because we leave tomorrow. But I can't. Like, I am so tired. So tired. So I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna go train, and I'm gonna finish packing tonight. All right. It's Thursday, everybody. It's Thursday. Packed up the car. I mean, you can't see much. Eating another meal. And then gonna I'm gonna finish this liter before we get to the airport. Then yeah, we fly to Reno. I have one more lift tonight. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, so we're at the airport, and I'm just waiting on Ruben. So if you know me at all, if you follow me normally, we like to push it on time on travel. So we're parking like off property or whatever, off site. And we were pushing it a little tight. Like, we probably could have made it if we would have gone to park, then got on the shuttle, then came here and just went to check in. But we were like, you know what, let's go check our bags first. So I'm just illegally waiting for him to go check our bags, and then we'll go park and then just go in, because we're in plenty of time to actually board the flight, right? But checking your luggage is a little bit more time sensitive. So anyway, I have to pee really bad. I had that liter of water. I am going to eat one more meal, like, during this travel day. Like, during this next 4 hours, before we get to, sorry, I'm checking to see. Before we get to Reno, then I'll have a pre-workout meal, then a post-workout meal, then I'll be done eating for the day. I am starting to feel very nervous. It's really weird because I wasn't really nervous before. I was like really excited, and I felt confident in like what I was doing. I didn't necessarily feel like, I definitely still feel like I can win. Like, that hasn't changed. But I think now my problem is I've like looked at pictures of myself from last year at the Olympia, and I'm like, I'm not as tight as I was at the Olympia, and I didn't like beat anybody in physique in the Olympia. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, am I going to go get last place in physique? Like, now I'm just starting to get nervous because I started to compare myself to myself last year, which normally is fine, but I don't feel even though I feel better, I don't feel like I look better. Even though I do in some ways, like my shape is so much better, my muscularity is better, but I'm not as lean. I'm a few pounds heavier, which is fine because I gained some muscle, but like, it's not like it's all muscle. I didn't gain 4 pounds of muscle. So I don't know how I'm feeling. I'm just like, at this point, there's nothing I can do. I can't get leaner in 3 days. So I'm still just going to do my best. Here's the thing. I still really want to win, and I still really think that I could win. Like, I feel pretty confident in my ability to win the routine round. And realistically, and I've mentioned this on this vlog before, whoever wins the routine round, unless they just get completely obliterated in the physique round, they're likely going to win. Now, there's obviously exceptions. Like, if I get smoked in physique, if I get 6th, 7th, or 8th in physique and win routine, and then somebody else, Kristen Pope, Karina, those are really the only two that I think, like, realistically, Danielle, actually, they go get second or third in both, they can beat me, right? But I'm just hoping to not get smoked in physique. I guess we'll find out. I mean, again, it's so weird. Okay, and then I'll be done rambling for now. It's so weird because I feel like I'm very like, I really want to win, and I do want to win. But I'm just like, I mean, I might not, I might, like, I want to win, but I also, it's my first show of the year. I never planned on necessarily feeling like I could win this show, and now I've changed my mind, like, all this stuff. And then Ruben's like, absolutely not. Like, no, we come to win, we play to win, like, stop second guessing yourself. And then, like, I even think about Kristen Pope, like, her whole thing is like, on a mission, road to the Olympia, I want to go to the Olympia. And I'm just like, not like that. Like, I do, but I don't know, I feel like it's bad juju. I wouldn't be traveling for a show without our food bags, which you can't see. Without our food bags getting stopped by TSA. So I'm waiting for extra screening for both of my bags. Guys, I just had the worst realization. I left every single cookie, every single cupcake, everything that I had frozen. I was just gonna bring my mini cupcakes. They're literally a square inch. And I forgot them. So I decided that instead of speaking all this, I'm nervous, it's bad luck to talk about wanting to win and blah, blah, blah. I decided to change my mindset. I don't work 2 days out. It's a little late to change your mindset, but you know what? Better late than never. And I happen to know that Legion is a show that interviews the winner, and I just like practice what I might say during my speech. It was about 15 minutes long, so I better cut it down. I better cut down that speech. All right, so we just did check-ins. They're obviously still setting up the expo. Now, we are walking the red carpet. We're going to the bodybuilding stage. They're still putting together the expo. Sorry it's so loud. But just gonna go get up on stage, see what it feels like. Just to get a couple reps and see how we feel. So I just tested out the floor. It is hard. It is hard. Like it is very hard. It's not bouncy like most stages are. So I'm actually going to go to a sporting goods store tonight and get like athletic tape so I can tape my wrist like hard. Like I have wrist guards, like not wrist guards, it's like wrist wraps, but they're soft, like they're not enough protection, I'll tell you that. And it's also a little slick, which worries me for tumbling. So I just need to make sure I put like hairspray or something, Tough Skin. I'm not going to buy Tough Skin. Tough Skin is expensive. Hairspray on my hands, just so that I feel good about my grip. I mean, am I going to slip on the stage? No, but just mentally. So we still have to be here another couple hours for one more check-in. So while they're at check-ins, I'm going to get back on the stage and like give myself a full practice because, you know, the routine is the piece of this that I know I can win. So I don't want to go into tomorrow nervous about my routine. Like the routine is the part that I already have the most confidence in. So I got to make sure that I stay confident in that. Didn't want any surprises. So I'm glad I did that because I think if I found that out tomorrow at 4 p.m., I'd be screwed. Look at these trophies. I don't think you guys realize how big these are. Like, that's like 3 feet tall. This is insane. I want to touch it, but I don't want bad luck. I am back to run a practice because this stage is so unbelievably hard. So hard. And so I am putting my shoes on. I'm so glad I brought these. Putting my shoes on, and I'm about to get back on stage and practice a lot of my skills. I'm not going to tumble. I'll probably do like a couple things, but like I really just want to make sure like the skills that I can't change, I need to make sure I feel confident about them. And I need to make sure that I feel confident in the layout, like the way that my routine is going to run, because it's like, you know, the way that a stage is, it's like little mini stages all put together to make one big stage. So I also want to make sure that my routine, like I know where to start, I know where to stand, so that like I'm not doing certain skills exactly on like where 4 corners of metal stages meet. Like I want to make sure that all of that is nailed down, because tomorrow when they let us in to warm up, it's all 10 of us trying to warm up at once. And that's just like, you can't just spend a lot of time on a lot of things. Like you just literally just warm up your skills and then go off stage. So I'm running a practice right now, because if I'm going to win this show, it's going to be in this round. It's going to be in the routine round. I'm not going to win the physique. We already know that. Kayla Rossi's going to win the physique. Pope's probably going to get second in physique. I don't know who's going to get after that. But what I do know is that I'm not going to get first. I already know that. But I do sincerely feel like I can win the routine round, and I plan to do that. But that's going to require me to practice. I have these little soft wrist things, but they are not sturdy enough for me. Although if I wrap them really tight, they're okay for practice. But I am going to go get some athletic tape so that I can actually tape my wrist tomorrow, because the thing is adrenaline, and I'm going to be going, but I don't want to get hurt. Like adrenaline, I'll get through my routine like great, but am I going to be hurt afterwards and not be able to like finish my season or practice again until my next show? Like, no. So anyway, feel pretty good. I'm going to get this done. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long.